All right, take 3 of this. I have started on my phone. Now I'm on my DJI Pocket 2 and I'm learning how to use it. But that's not why you're here. That's not even why I'm recording. The reason why I'm making this video is because I unintentionally bought 7 books in the past week. Didn't plan on doing that many, but I just kind of went with it because in my conscious, what do you call that? I guess in the back of my mind, I've always wanted to have a home library, and I think, why not start this home library right now? You know what I mean? I've had books in the past. I've given some away because I kind of gave up on having a home library. But now that I'm actually in a reading groove, I think that it's more possible to have that in the next couple years. So I'm just gonna go with it. I will eventually read these books, more than likely. So let's get started on what I got. Okay, now let's get started on what I got. First book I'm going to talk about is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, which is what I'm currently reading right now. I did listen to None of This Is True on Audible a couple months ago, and it messed me up in the worst way. And so I figured, why not do it again with another Lisa Jewell book? If it's anything like None of This Is True, I'm going to be thinking about this book for quite a long time. It is about a woman whose youngest daughter goes missing, and 10 years later she meets this man, and he has a daughter that looks exactly like her daughter that went missing and was presumed dead. There is a way I think this story is going, but knowing Lisa Jewell, I think she's going to take it a step further. So second Lisa Jewell book, this may establish her as one of my favorite authors, because how do you think of stuff like this? Number 2 is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This is pretty self-explanatory from my June reading wrap-up. I do plan to read all of the Hunger Games books by the end of the year, including the prequels, so this is a natural trajectory for me since I just read Hunger Games last month. Catching Fire, if you have never seen the movie or read these best-selling books, it's about another year in the Hunger Games. It's the 75th year of the Hunger Games, and guess what? People that have previously won, who have had immunity from ever being in the games again, are now back in the lottery and have to go and do the Hunger Games again. I really don't remember much of the second movie other than that premise, so I'm really excited to look at the Hunger Games with fresh new eyes, especially Catching Fire, because I remember coming out of Catching Fire when I saw it, literally screaming because I thought it was so good. So I'm hoping the book makes it even better. Next we have Funny Story by Emily Henry. When I first heard about Emily Henry, this was the original book that I wanted to start off with when it came to her. I researched all of her books and I read the synopses, and this one was the one that most interested me, and yet I didn't pick up the book. Instead, I picked up Happy Place, which I'm not mad at. I did enjoy that, but I think it's time to actually read the one book I actually wanted to read by her. And it's about these 2 people whose lovers fall in love with each other, and so now they're left kind of jilted, but then they end up falling in love. So I think it's an interesting premise, and I'm excited to read it whenever I'm ready. Whenever I'm ready, it's here. It's here for me. Next I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is inspired by me reading If Cats Disappeared from the World last month. This is also Japanese fiction, so if it's anything like that book, then it should be a warm and fuzzy, thought-provoking novel, and I'm excited to read it. It's highly regarded. It's best-selling. I actually found it in Target, so it must be pretty popular. I think Target only has popular books at the time, so I'm going to take a read, and it is a series. I'm looking on the back. There's other ones, so hey, gonna give it a shot. Next I have Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Once again, hope I'm saying that right. I honestly forgot what this book was about, but I just remember hearing about it and thinking I would be interested in reading this. But in reading the back of it, it's about like this girl's last day on earth, but she gets transported into this library where she can go back and change different things in her life. And it kind of, the last line of the synopsis is, with infinite choices, what is the best way to live? And I kind of think it's going to talk about mortality, kind of like if cats disappeared from the world. I guess I'm on a mortality kick, but interesting to read. I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've heard it highly regarded, and I've heard it people say yikes, like no. So curious to see what I will think of it, with my own thoughts and feelings. In 5 Years, which is by Rebecca Searle, I had no idea what this book was about. I like the cover. I briefly read the back at Target. I was like, why not? Because Target was having a buy two get one free book sale, so I was like, why not? It is a romance. It is, I guess, magical realism, because she goes to sleep and wakes up 5 years in the future and experiences 1 hour of what that future is, and it looks completely different from her current life. And so curious to see how that's going to end up. The back of the book says, in 5 years is an unforgettable love story, but it is not the one you're expecting. So have no idea what to expect, but it seems like a good read. The final book that I have purchased is my most exciting purchase of book, if that's even a phrase, aesthetic wise, and it's Love, wait, hold on, I gotta give it its full respect, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Now, I did want to read this book. I genuinely did. It was on my list to read. But when I saw this special edition in Target, I had to have it. It is so beautiful, and is like, I don't know if you could tell from the camera, but it's kind of like glittery and metallic. Let me show you what's on the inside. Beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Has all these words in here, but like, favorite word, you. I just know this book is going to eat me up emotionally, because it is about childhood friends to lovers, or is it about second chance romance, but they were friends in childhood? Either way, even if it's a mix of those things, I love that in a story, and so I know I'm going to probably enjoy this. And oh my god, look. My first book with sprayed edges, like, I'm official, like, it's official. I'm in the book community. Okay, so those are all the books. 7 books. One I'm actually currently reading, so I am making progress. Okay, I also have some books on my other little shelf that I have already filmed, that I have not read yet. But you know, people have shelves and shelves of books I've seen, and they have not read every single one. So I mean, my little 7 or 8, maybe 10 books, counting the ones on my little shelf, pales in comparison. But we're not making comparisons, I'm just talking. Thanks for watching. If you want more content about like hobbies, being a weirdo, family, come back to my channel. I think it's a good time. I like to make people laugh, and I like to share my life. Come back soon, like for real.